Good morning, peoples. August the 17th, which is a Monday morning for me. Monday. Sunday night for y'all back in the States. We're talking about failure and defeat this month, and obviously the positive aspects of failure and defeat, not dwelling on it, but how to overcome it, how not to succumb to it, how not to view an obstacle as a failure. All right, that's what most of this has been so far. If you have no major purpose, you are drifting towards certain failure. All right, that goes back to when we were talking about having a road map. You can't drive from New York to California without some kind of map. You can't just go, I'll go west, right? You need to know what roads to go on. Not having a major purpose for your life is like trying to navigate without a chart. You may eventually get somewhere you like, or you may drift aimlessly, always hoping but never finding the place where you would like to be. As you grow as a person, so will your major purpose. It is the natural order of things that when you reach the top of one mountain, you'll look around for higher peaks to climb. In life, either you are moving forward or you're going backwards. When you plot your course carefully and thoughtfully, you can ensure that you're going in the right direction. All right, so a lot of that is really good stuff. This is one of those ones where you can watch a couple of times, come back in 6 months and watch it again. So just personally, my purpose, my major purpose, you'll hear a lot of people call it your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you getting up in the morning? And if you don't have a powerful why, when you do hit those obstacles we were talking about in the beginning, they stop you. And why do they stop you? Because you don't have a big enough why. You don't have enough of a major purpose. You don't have enough of a reason to do things that you don't like to do long enough to reach your goal. And sometimes it's just not even having a goal. Having a goal not defined and specific and in writing, like we talked about back on June 17th, right? So 2 months ago, 60 days ago, we talked about having a plan. And when you think about why you want that goal, why you put that down in writing, that's the motivation behind it. Basically, the why is your motivation. Right? And so for some people, it's their wife and kids, their family. For some people, it's just wanting to get out of poverty, not wanting to be poor, because being poor sucks, as we all know. Different people have different whys. But just make sure your major purpose, as Napoleon Hill calls it, your why, is strong enough to make you want to overcome the obstacles and not quit. Because it is a grind, guys. I mean, there's ways to work smarter than harder, but hard work is always part of the formula. It's just if you work smarter, you don't have to work as hard as long. But especially in the beginning when you're starting a new venture, hard work's going to be part of the recipe. It just is. You can make the cake without, chocolate, but it doesn't taste as good. You have thank you. You have a lump of flour and water. It's AKA paste, right? But you put chocolate in and you put leaveners in, like baking powder, baking soda, and sugar. The poison that kills you slowly over time, that makes the cake taste good. So my why when I was back in the States was to retire. And originally it was Italy, right? Because I'd been there and I loved it and loved the people, loved the food. Italy is a beautiful country. So that was my goal. My why was to retire. Then I discovered Thailand, and as you all know, I wound up here in Thailand instead. So, but that's what drove me working 14-hour, 16-hour days, 7 days a week pretty much, doing real estate brokerage and real estate investment. I was tired. I was a zombie. Friday night at 10:30, everybody else was home chilling out with their family and their people. I was working, right? So I paid a price, but I'm here. I got there. Now, what's funny is what he talked about also, and this is why I think it's so powerful. I'm here, I'm retired, and yeah, I'm working on the restaurant because of COVID, right? So there is that. But I have my eye on some other opportunities here. I'm looking at some land and maybe doing some development. I can't help it. I'm retired, but the brain is still thinking. Once you acquire the skill set, you want to use it. You're always, once you have learned to see opportunities, you don't stop seeing them. I see opportunities all over Thailand. And the same thing that's ruined this business, COVID-19, and more importantly, the government and the media's coverage of it and reaction and selling fear of it, which has shut down a lot of businesses. So the same thing that's really, almost destroyed this business, but I'm keeping it floating, is also providing a lot of those opportunities. So, Warren Buffett is famous for saying, when people are sell, and screaming in the streets, that's when you need to buy. And when people are buying, that's when you need to sell. You look that up. It's a quote from Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men in the world. And as far as I know, he's not trying to sell vaccines. So that's absolutely true. So out of this catastrophe that is COVID, because it's ruined a lot of lives, make no mistake about it, and including it could have ruined the lives of these people here, but everything happens for a reason, right? You believe in God, you believe in Buddha, karma, whatever. If I hadn't taken over this restaurant in April, it would have been closed. There's no way the old owner would have kept these people on and kept it going. I don't think she had the financial wherewithal to do it, to be honest with you. So everything happens for a reason. This place is still humming along. It's not thriving, but it's surviving, and that's good enough for right now. So, but I do see those other opportunities like he's talking about, mostly from COVID. Land is about half the price it used to be before COVID here. So there's opportunities. I'm looking to make a few moves, and that's because once I've trained myself and I've accomplished my why, my goal, I reached the mountain that Napoleon Hill was talking about, which was retirement in Thailand. It's beautiful. I love mango. Had some this morning. And my dogs, literally, my dogs. So I've reached that mountain, and yeah, I'm exactly like he said. I'm looking at different mountains. I don't know if they're necessarily higher. It's kind of more the same of what I did back in the States. Investors are creatures of habit, and it's very hard for us to shut off the faucet once we've learned how to make the water flow. Once you've had indoor plumbing, it's tough to go back to the outhouse, especially in the winter. Love you guys.